Prologue. 3,000 years ago, when men still believed that gods walked among them, when temples touched the sky and empires rose like mountains, there stood a city, Troy, a city of power, a city of wealth, a city of pride. Its walls were said to be built by the gods themselves. Unbreakable, eternal, but no wall can protect a city from fate. And fate had chosen Troy for destruction. This is not just the story of a war. It is the story of love, betrayal, honor, and fire. This is the Trojan War. Red-heart Helen in Paris, the spark. In Sparta lived Helen. Every poet sang of her beauty. Her smile could calm storms. Her eyes could move armies. She was called the daughter of Zeus by some, too beautiful to belong to mortals. But beauty brings danger. The Trojan prince Paris came to Sparta as a guest. At first sight of Helen, his heart surrendered. He whispered words of love. He swore that not even the gods could keep them apart. For Helen, life in Sparta was a cage. She looked at Paris and saw freedom, passion, adventure. One night, under the cover of darkness, she left her husband and her crown and sailed with Paris to Troy. At dawn, King Menelaus discovered her betrayal. Rage consumed him. He called upon his brother Agamemnon, king of kings. And together, they swore an oath. We will bring her back. We will burn Troy to the ground. We will carve our names into eternity. 1,000 ships gathered. The sea turned black with sails. The sound of drums thundered across the waves. And so began the greatest war the ancient world had ever seen. Crossed swords the endless war. The Greek fleet reached the shores of Troy. The first battle was fierce, but it was only the beginning. For 10 long years, Greece and Troy clashed. Neither side willing to surrender. Neither side willing to forget pride. Every year brought new battles, new heroes, and new graves. Achilles, the mightiest of all Greeks, cut through warriors as if they were shadows. Ajax the Great lifted his shield like a wall, saving his comrades from death. Odysseus, clever and patient, guided strategies that kept hope alive. On the Trojan side, Hector, Prince of Troy, was the city's shield. Brave, noble, and loved by his people. Aeneas, son of a goddess, carried the weight of destiny. Priam, the aged king, prayed to the gods as he watched his sons march to war. The battlefield was endless slaughter. Spears clashed. Arrows rained from the sky. The earth trembled with the sound of marching feet. But behind the walls, Troy lived. Markets bustled. Children laughed. Priests lit fires to the gods. Life continued, as if war were only a shadow at the gates. Broken heart, the death of heroes. The war took its toll. Achilles, proud and unstoppable, refused to fight after a quarrel with Agamemnon. Without him, the Greeks began to lose. Then came Patroclus, Achilles' closest companion. He wore Achilles' armor and led the Greeks into battle. But fate was cruel. Hector struck him down, and the Greeks mourned. When Achilles heard of Patroclus' death, his rage was like a storm. He returned to battle. And in that storm, Hector met his fate. Their duel was legendary. For hours they fought. The plain fell silent. And at last, Hector fell beneath Achilles' spear. Achilles dragged his body across the dust. Troy's walls echoed with cries. The city's heart was broken. But fate had not finished. Achilles himself was struck down, an arrow piercing his heel, the only weakness he had. The invincible was gone. Both Greece and Troy lost their greatest sons. The war seemed endless, until cunning replaced strength. Horse the trick of the horse. The Greeks had fought for 10 years. Their armies weary, their spirits broken, their hope fading. Then came